Alright guys, welcome to Game of the Week for what are we in? Week number 15, can you believe it? It is already passing through quickly, and before you know it, the playoffs are going to be here. Thank you for tuning into tonight's show. Now I'm going to tell you up front, this game's already played, but I don't know the score. I purposely avoided the score and avoided updating the league just because I wanted to knock this video out. I didn't want to miss another Game of the Week, so let me give you my predictions completely blind, and then you can go check yourself and see what happened. Looking at Daddy Leach, they're calling for a 21-17 victory for the Chiefs. The Chiefs have played outstanding football, but you got to give it to the Chargers, man. They have hung in there every step of the way. Both of these teams cause a lot of turnovers. The Chargers are actually doing much better on third down percentage. I shouldn't say much, just a couple of points at 41.1. The Chiefs, shockingly, are only at 39.2, but both of these teams know how to play amazing defense. Only 227 passing yards allowed for the Chiefs, 220 for the Chargers, 62 rushing yards allowed, 67 for the Chargers, 2.5 sacks to 3.5 sacks for the Chargers and Chiefs, respectively. Both of these teams play outstanding defensive football. Take a look at the Chargers now. You'll see that they are 10th in points, 19th in yards, 22nd in passing yards, 11th in rushing yards. On defense, though, is where they absolutely shine. 1st in points, 1st in yards, 15th in passing yards, 1st in rushing yards. This defense plays outstanding. It is unbelievable how well that they play. Then the rushing attack also for this team is playing really, really good. They have this three-headed monster of Presley, Ware, and Swanson. Presley is their main back, but man, you cannot turn a blind eye to Swanson or Ware. Both of those guys can play really, really well. Presley has 843 yards on the season, a 5.9 average, 11 touchdowns. Really a key to this team has been the amazing play of Carson Palmer. He's got 17 sacks on the year, which is a little high, but only 11 interceptions to 23 touchdowns, 115.4 rating with 2,900 passing yards. Just unbelievable. His main target is Chris Conley, 52 receptions, 1,083 yards, 10 touchdowns. This dude is unstoppable. If you want to hear us talk more about Conley, more about these Chiefs, please turn into the Press Pass Live that we just posted a couple of days ago. You'll see us as we completely break down this Chiefs team and look at their records so far this season. Again, this defense flies around to the ball. You'll see Howard has 16 sacks with 28 tackles and 3 forced fumbles. Tons of guys on this team really get after the quarterback and cause fumbles. A bunch of guys have sacks also. Justin Houston has 6. Tamba Hali has 8. And you'll see a couple of guys that share interceptions. I mean, everyone from Eric Murray to Marcus Peters to even Eric Berry, who's got 42 tackles to lead the team, but 4 interceptions to be tied for second on the team. This team flies around, makes plays, and they are absolutely so hard to score on. A lot of these games are very close, but at the end, you got to score points to win, and that's really hard on the 12-1 Kansas City Chiefs. Now we'll take a look at the San Diego Chargers. They're sitting at 9-4, 82 overall. This has been one of those hidden teams that have really played extremely good. They're 2nd in points, so right behind the Chiefs at 16 points a game. 3rd in total yards at 288. 10th in passing yards and 3rd in rushing yards. So just as good, right there keeping pace with those Kansas City Chiefs. On offense, they're 20th in points, 29th in total yards, 28th in passing, and 20th in rushing. Really, their offense has struggled, but because that defense is playing so outstandingly well that they really are able to keep up and get some late wins with a couple of key plays. Phillip Rivers has stepped in for Trevor Siemian and played a lot better here of late. 13 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. 28 sacks is a really disturbing number. If you add up both what Trevor Siemian and Phillip Rivers has, he has 39 sacks. It's an extremely, extremely high number, but he is over 60% passing, over 2,000 passing yards, and he's not turning the ball over, which is what Trevor Siemian really struggled with this season. They really have two-headed monster with Hillman and Dent Hillman has 4 touchdowns. Dent has 3. Neither one have broken over 500 yards, but both are pretty serviceable backs. Passing is all about Keenan Allen. 59 receptions, 968 yards, 7 touchdowns. Hunter Henry throws in another 4, and so does McClellan. But really, Keenan Allen is the key to this team. He's really able to catch a lot of passes, make that big play, and get into the end zone to put up some points. Their defense, though, again, just like those Kansas City Chiefs, is where this team shines. Lots of guys get after the quarterback. Ingram and Bosa are right there with each other. 20 tackles each, 7 sacks for Bosa, 8 sacks for Ingram. You've got Isaac Hoover, who's got 39 tackles, only 1 sack, but he's got 3 forced fumbles and 5 interceptions. That's 8 turnovers on the season, and that's really, really good. Denzel Perryman is another guy who can get after the quarterback and cause interceptions and turnovers. He's got 6 turnovers total, but 3 sacks on the season, and he's playing really solid for this Chargers team. So there you have it, a look at the Chargers versus the Chiefs. This is going to be a tough one, even though that Chargers defense is extremely good, and he's doing it with a whole lot less players than the Kansas City Chiefs. Look for this game to be tight. I like that the Chargers are going to be home for this one, but I got to give it to the Kansas City Chiefs. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs in a 17-15 victory over the San Diego Chargers, LA Chargers now, but here they're still the San Diego Chargers. I just think that Kansas City Chiefs defense is too much to overcome. They're going to be too hard to win against, too hard to score against, and the Chargers already struggle on offense. So give me the Kansas City Chiefs. Tune in next week at Game of the Week. Let's see if we're right. Thank you guys for watching the show, and we will see you next week. Deuces.